All right, howdy y'all. It's been a little while since my last update. I've been just really trying to make steady progress on the bike. I've hit a lot of like roadblocks with like fitment on stuff and just like usual stuff that comes up when you're doing a project like this. I mean, pretty much every single thing needs to be adjusted or machined or whatever. But as you can see, the bike is like, I got the stance right. I figured out that I needed the 13-inch progressive shocks on there, and so Tucker was kind enough to swap me out. Basically, I originally went with the 11-inch shock, thinking that it would look cool all low, but then what I found out is that the front forks were just too low and that the front wheel would hit the frame, and so I had to basically raise the whole thing up just a little bit more than I was planning on. But what I'm going to do instead is basically take the bodywork and just make the bodywork really low. I was planning on doing like a clay mold of like a fender that I wanted. So I've been like calling around trying to like talk to some friends that have done a lot of fiberglass work and that own like fiberglass fender companies. And I think that, I don't know, I'm still on the fence about that. I've got this motocross fender off of a different build that I did, and it's like trimmed down, and I actually think that it'll look kind of sick on there. So I might try to trim this out so it fits the frame better, and then make a cool like laser cut holder for it, so that it'll work with that frame and still look like really, because I want it to look clean. I don't want it to look like cobbled together or anything like that. So, but if this is gonna work, I mean, that's just a bonus, because not having to do the fiberglass is just going to be just a huge bonus. So, yeah, pretty much I got my bearings. I had to get new bearings for the hubs so that they fit the axles, but I'm machining the spacers right now. So I'll probably post another video with that update in it. Same thing with the front. And then once I have those, then I can figure out my distance for the outside ones to get them mounted to the actual bike. So that's been kind of like a slow going part of this project. But what I'd like to do is do a separate video that just shows that whole breakdown. Basically this video here is just more of an overview of like where the build is at, give you guys an update, and just kind of like tell you my plans like moving forward. So, what else do I got? All right, so here's kind of like something that I've been thinking a lot about, which is the handlebar bend. Originally I was showing you that I was going to run these popped up adventure bend bars from Pro Taper, basically just because they're different. I just thought it'd be cool to have like basically like 6-inch mini rise apes on this bike, and I'm still probably going to do it. However, I do have these Pro Taper flat track bend bars that I have from another build, and just for fun, dude, I might try them out and see how they look. I mean, then this bike would kind of look a little bit more like a traditional flat tracker, which is okay. And I think that I don't know, it's kind of the exciting part about building stuff like this is like messing around with different handlebar bends. I mean, pretty much like stance, handlebar bend, and seating position are like the three main things that give bikes their character. And so when it comes to those, I kind of like to play around a little bit and ultimately settle on what I feel the best about versus just the concept that I had in my head. So alright, yeah, so check this out. I got these super kick-ass Two Brothers Racing mufflers, and what I'm going to do is pair them together. The original idea was I was going to have them kind of like that, and basically just do like a replica exhaust of my black one, the other XS that I built. But I was kind of thinking about it, and it's like, I kind of want to make it stand out, look different, have some attitude, have some curb appeal. So I was actually thinking about taking the top one and just bringing it back like that, and maybe keeping them either still parallel or like tipping it up like that, kind of having them apart. But what I'll do is I'll probably take the far cylinder and make that the top one so that it actually has a reason to be further back. But yeah, I think what I'll end up doing is having them probably be about like that. So I don't know, maybe have them straight. I mean, this would be easier to do, but that would definitely, I don't know, I think it would definitely have a lot more attitude. So I don't know, comment on this video, like if you think it should be like that or like that. Love to hear your thoughts. But what I'm going to do is, these are actually slip-ons off of a Z125, but the main body is like their standard Comp 5 muffler. So what I'm going to do is just get rid of this flange that fits the smaller mid pipe. And then what I'll do is, I already have these sections of stainless that are going to be for the full system. So I'll just chop this and weld the fatter piece on there, and then figure out where along the line I want to connect it. But I'll have it held together like by a slip fit, and then I'll do springs, because I think the springs just kind of look cool. I'm kind of going for like I'm heavily like influenced by motocross, so like a lot of the features on this bike are going to be like motocross based, even though it's kind of a flat track stance and like flat track wheels and everything else. Like the motor, I want to do like Cerakote, like the cases and some of the details, and just like sand down like the castings of the middle part of the motor so that it just has like that factory look. Because I think like those kind of details to me are some of the things that set apart builds like this versus like other, you know, like mid-70s metric bikes are like a dime a dozen. So like this will really help it to look like better than everybody else's. So and it's all stuff that like most people can do. So that's like another like part of this build that I want to show is like, you know, with a little bit of creativity and elbow grease and just know-how, like, you know, you could very, very well make a bike like this too. So and I'll stay tuned for more updates. Trying to keep up with them as much as possible, but like the build itself is just a race to the finish. I'm showcasing this at the Tucker show, which is down in Fort Worth, and it's going to be like basically kind of middle of January. So I basically have, from today, I got about 50 days left to finish this bike, and it seems like a lot, but kind of the way things have been going, it's coming up quick. So I'm gonna be doing a lot more. I want to make quantum leaps every time I put a video up. From now on, I want it to be, you know, further ahead. So I did do the tank. You probably saw from my previous video that I had the graphic all done, and I got the vector work done on that. I stopped by a friend of mine's paint shop, and he had a scanner and a color matching system. So we were able to figure out the color for the tank. So more on that. I'll probably do a different video of just the tank, showing us painting it and everything else. But basically we got the color matched up, and now I just got to get the graphics printed. And what we're gonna do is just do a base coat of the yellow, throw the graphic in there, and then clear over all that, so it'll look super clean, super factory again. So make sure you subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. You know the deal.